and also hope that you had an amazing day. Okay, so for today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on coordinating conjunctions. On coordinating conjunctions. And before we start, we are going to log into the we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged into aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, then we're going to choose the subject of language arts. And then we are going to grade 3. All right, so the chapter that we are focusing on today is we're going to scroll down up until we get to coordinating junctions. And then the lesson that we'll be focusing on is to identify coordinating conjunctions and to use coordinating conjunctions. So we will be identifying it as well as using the coordinating conjunctions. All right, so now we're going to our first lesson, which is identify coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so coordinating conjunctions are used to connect words, phrases, and simple sentences, right? And some of the most common coordinating conjunctions um, are and, but, or, and so, right? So that is the most common coordinating conjunctions. So these are some of the words which are like and, but, or, so that basically connects words, phrases, or simple sentences, right? And we are going to expand more during our lesson on how we can basically connect these words, connect the phrases, as well as the simple sentences by using and, but, or, and so, right? So basically, if we either have a sentence and then we can basically just use and, but, so, and or one of that, and we basically just connect either it can be two simple sentences that we can basically join into one sentence, or phrases. It's like saying John and Kate, even, so the and is there. um so even words, so these are the words that we can basically just join. So if we now go to a, let's say, our first sentence, right, where we are going to select the coordinating conjunction within the sentence, right? It's more like example questions. It says, we did not win, but we did our best, right? So this is our very first sentence, right? And they want us to select the coordinating conjunction within the sentence. And remember, we said that the most common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, and so, right? So if we were to select the coordinating conjunction within the sentence, we can then say that the coordinating conjunction is but. And the word but, it joins these two simple sentences, which is we did not win, we did our best, right? So these are two simple sentences that is joined by the coordinating conjunction but. So then if we read that sentence, the whole sentence together, we can say, we did not win, but we did our best, right? So, like I said, these are two simple sentences that is joined by the coordinating conjunction but. if we quickly go to over here, let me remove that. All right, so if we look at this picture that you can see in front of you, I'm not sure if you can see, I'm going to try and make it a bit bigger, right? So these are, it says fanboys, right? But the fanboys is just like words, like a one word that is basically shortened for, it's almost like an abbreviated word, right? And it stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So, of course, the most common ones that we mainly use is and, but, or, and so, right? But these are coordinating conjunctions, right? The seven ones, but we mainly use the for. So, if we use, for example, the coordinating conjunction for, right, within either to join words, phrases, or sentences, then it means that when we have the word for, then it is to provide reason, right? So for provides reason. If we use and to connect as the coordinating conjunction to either connect words, phrases, or simple sentences, then basically and is just there to connect simple ideas, right? Nor is a negative form of for, or, right? And then we have but. But compares opposite ideas, like in our previous example that we just made. Then we have or. Or connects choices. So it's like saying this or that, right? Ice cream or chocolate, right? So you need to choose between those two. Yet shows contractions, right? Or contrast, sorry. So shows contrast between either the words, the phrases, or the simple sentences. And then we have so. So it shows a reaction, solution, or consequence of whatever that we are joining, whether it is words, phrases, or simple sentences. So if we go back to our very first sentence that we had to select the coordinating conjunction from, we said that the coordinating conjunction is but, right? It's but. So it means these are two simple sentences that is joined by the coordinating conjunction but, which is we did not win, but we did our best. All right, the next one is we must sleep now or we will be tired tomorrow, right? So we must sleep now, be well rested, or we will be tired tomorrow, right? So which means that our coordinating conjunction that we can select within the sentence is or. And or connects these two simple sentences. And the two simple sentences is we must sleep now, we will be tired tomorrow. So the word or is joining or connecting these two simple sentences. And if we read that whole sentence, then we can say, we sleep now, or we will be tired tomorrow. So, or is our coordinating conjunction within the sentence that connects the two simple sentences. All right, the next one is will mom cut the grass today or will she cut it tomorrow? So, once again, our coordinating conjunction within the sentence is or, right? And or also joins or connects two simple sentences, right? Which is will mom cut the grass today and will she cut it tomorrow? That is the two simple sentences, right? And the word or let's say the coordinating conjunction or it connects these two simple sentences. And if we read that two, basically the two simple sentences plus that joining word or the connecting word, then it goes as, will mom cut the grass today or will she cut it tomorrow? So that is our sentence with our coordinating conjunction or in the middle, which connects that two sentences or the two simple sentences. All right, we're going to next. Malia and her brother went outside for lunch. So Malia and her brother went outside for lunch. We need to select the coordinating conjunction within the sentence. If we choose the coordinating conjunction within the sentence, we're going to choose and, right? So and is the coordinating conjunction, which basically connects a word and a phrase, right? Which is Malia, which is the word, and the phrase her brother, right? Malia and her brother went outside for lunch, which means that the word and as the coordinating conjunction joins that word Malia plus the phrase which is her brother. So Malia and her brother went outside for lunch, and a coordinating conjunction within that sentence is and, which joined the word Malia and the phrase her brother and went outside for lunch. All right, so we have another one. This is an important lesson. So you must listen carefully. This is an important lesson. So you must listen carefully. If we select the coordinating conjunction that joins or connects these two words, phrases, or sentences, we will go with so. So is the coordinating conjunction within the sentence that joins the two simple sentences, right? So it joins the two simple sentence, which is this is an important lesson. You must listen carefully, right? So this is the two simple sentences that is joined or connected to or it is connected by together by the word or the coordinating conjunction, which is so. And then it reads as this is an important lesson, so you must listen carefully. So is the coordinating conjunction which connects these two simple sentences. Mr. Melton gets up early, but Mrs. Melton sleeps late. If we identify or let's say, if we select the coordinating conjunction within that sentence, then we will select the coordinating conjunction but. And but it joins these two simple sentences, which is Mr. Melton gets up early, Mrs. Melton sleeps late. So that is the two simple sentences within this one sentence that is basically just joined by the coordinating conjunction, or let's say it is connected. The coordinating conjunction, it connects those two or these two simple sentences and it creates basically one sentence which reads Mr. Melton gets up early, but Mrs. Melton sleeps late. So the word but is the coordinating conjunction within that sentence and that connects the two simple sentences within that sentence. All right, so now we're going to our test, right, where we identify coordinating conjunctions. All right, so you need to select the coordinating conjunction, right, within the sentence. Mrs. Vincent and her class left for the field trip. We need to choose the coordinating conjunction. Is it and or is it her? And or her. So Mrs. Vincent and her class left for the field trip. If we were to select the coordinating conjunction, right, then we will select and, because and connects the word Mrs. Vincent and the phrase her class, right, left for the field trip. So and is the coordinating conjunction that we can select within that sentence. You may choose indoor or outdoor games today. You may choose indoor or outdoor games today. Is it or may? Or may? We need to select the coordinating conjunction within the sentence. Or may. So we need to choose the coordinating conjunction that connects either the words, phrases, or simple sentences. All right, so if we choose our coordinating conjunction within the sentence, we will say or. We will choose or. We'll say you may choose indoor or outdoor games today. It's like you're given a choice. So, or is our coordinating conjunction within that sentence. Mrs. McKinney was sick, so her husband made her soup. Mrs. McKinney was sick, so her husband made her soup. We need to select coordinating conjunction between so and her. So and her. And this is two simple sentences that is being connected with the word, with let's say the coordinating conjunction. So if we select the coordinating conjunction, we will select so, right? And the word so, it connects the two simple sentences, which is Mrs. McKinney was sick, her husband made her soup. So is our coordinating conjunction. Stephen likes working with numbers, so he loves maths. We need to select the coordinating conjunction. Is it so or he? So or he. All right, so it says Stephen likes working with numbers, so he loves math class. So if we select our coordinating conjunction within that sentence, then we will choose so. And so connects these two sentences. So is our coordinating conjunction. Malia and her brother went outside for lunch. Malia and her brother went outside for lunch. We need to select the coordinating conjunction between and or her. Is it and or is it her? Which is the coordinating conjunction which connects these either the words, phrases, or simple sentences. And in this case, we are going to choose and, which connects Malia, which is the word Malia, and the phrase her brother, right? So Malia and her brother went outside for lunch. Brandon's sister and Pamela got along well. So Brandon's sister and Pamela got along so well. We need to choose between the coordinating conjunction and or got to connect either words, phrases, or sentences within that sentence. All right, so if we were to select our coordinating conjunction within the sentence, then we will choose and or select and, right? Because it says Brandon's sister and Pamela, right? So it connects the phrases Brandon's sister and Pamela, and they got along well. So and is our coordinating conjunction. All right, so now we're going back and we're going to our next lesson, which is use coordinating conjunctions, right? So we first selected the coordinating conjunctions, and now we are going to use coordinating conjunctions. So once again, we said coordinating conjunctions are words, or it's basically used to connect words, phrases, and simple sentences. And some common coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, and so, right? We are these are the more, let's say that these are the common or the most common ones, the four, right? Which is and, but, or, so. And of course there is about seven, right? There's about seven coordinating conjunction, which also includes yet, nor, and for. But the most common ones that we mainly use, especially within our grade and age, right, is and, but, or, and so, right? Pardon. And we said that this is now, remember, we said this lesson we are using our coordinating conjunction, right? So if we use these four common coordinating conjunctions, which is and, but, or, so, right? It says we use and. So we use and to connect words, phrases, or sentences that goes together or that is alike, right? So whenever you use and within a sentence, or you identify the conjunction and within a sentence, right? Then it means that it goes together or these two are alike, whether it is words, phrases, or sentences, right? So we have examples. It says, my sister is going to France and Spain for summer, right? Which means that she is going to France and she's going to Spain, right? So, and is our, it connects basically the France and Spain because it shows where she's going during the summer. I have a pet dog and my cousin does too, right? This means that it is basically a like. I have a dog, my cousin also has a dog, right? So both of us have dogs. So these two, sorry, goes together and they are basically alike. So that is and it connects the words, phrases, and sentences that goes together or that are alike. Then we have but. Then we have but. We use but to show a contrast, right? We use but to show a contrast between either the words, the phrases, or the sentences, right? So here it says, my brother loves apples but hates apple pie, right? So as much as he likes apples, he hates apple pie, right? So but is our coordinating conjunction that shows the contrast between loves apples and hates the apple pie. I usually walk to school, but my dad drove me today, right? So as much as I walk, my dad drove me. So but is the coordinating conjunction that connects that two sentences. Then we use or. We use or to show a choice, right? So choices, it's either this or it is that. So today we can go to the beach or park. It's like saying you can choose where do you want us to go. Do we go to the beach or do we go to the park? You choose, right? So this is a choice that you have or choice that you are given. So you can either choose the beach, for example, or you can choose the park. So or is the coordinating conjunction which joins that two phrases or words. You can finish your homework now or you can finish it after school. So here you're also given a choice to either finish it now or to finish it later after school, right? So this is the choice that you are given. And the word or is the coordinating conjunction which connects that two sentences, right? Then we have the last common one, right, which is so. So we use so, right, to tell that something happens because of something else, right? So I forgot to set my alarm, so I was late for school. So why were you late for school? Because I forgot to set my alarm. So I forgot to set my alarm, so I was late for school. So the word so it connects the two sentences, right? I forgot to set my alarm and I was late for school. So is a word that connects that two simple sentences. All right. So these are, like I said, the most common form of, or let's say the most common words, or that's the coordinating conjunctions, right? And they either join words, phrases, or they join simple sentences, right? So, and we said, and it connects words, phrases, and sentences that go together or that's alike, but is used to show a contrast or shows a choice. And so we use so to tell that something happens because of something else, right? All right. So now we are going to our different sentences and we are now going to use our coordinating conjunction, or we are basically going to choose one of the conjunctions and in order to connect the sentence. If we go to the first one, oh, Mrs. Durham looked tired, happy after the dance. So, Mrs. Durham. So, she looked tired, but, but happy after the dance. So, the coordinating conjunction or the base coordinating conjunction in that sentence that we can select or use is but. So, as much as she looked tired, but she was happy after the dance. So, but is our coordinating conjunction within that sentence. She told me her name. I did not hear her. She told me her name. I did not hear her. All right. If we choose the coordinating conjunction, the best possible one, then we can also say but, right? Because she told me her name, but I did not hear her. So it's like saying she needs to repeat it, right? So but is our coordinating conjunction within that sentence, and it connects or it joins that two simple sentences. Kirsten had lots of homework. She couldn't play outside. Kirsten had lots of homework. She couldn't play outside. So if we choose the best conjunction to join those two sentences, then we will choose so. Because she had lots of homework, so she couldn't play outside. Because she first had to finish her homework, right? So is our base conjunction to complete these two sentences or to connect the two sentences within the one sentence. All right, we're going next. Mrs. Lawson teaches English and we're going to choose the word and goes together. So English and history at my school. So English and history goes together. So and is our coordinating conjunction within that sentence. Albert will wash the car Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. So he can choose. He can either wash it on Friday afternoon or he can wash it on Saturday morning. So or Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. David is afraid of bees, but Susan hates ants. Right? So these are our base conjunctions that we chose to complete our sentences, which is and or but. All right, so now we're going to our test. We need to complete the sentence with the base conjunction. Kwan's uncle was thin. Do we say but surprisingly strong or surprisingly strong? So Kwan's uncle was thin, but or surprisingly strong. All right, we're going to choose but. So if we choose the word but, Kwan's uncle was thin, but surprisingly strong. So as much as he was thin, he was quite strong. People are studying quietly here. Is it so? Please don't talk. Or please don't talk. We need to choose between so or to complete the sentences with the base coordinating conjunction. People are studying quietly here. So please don't talk. Right? So it's like everybody needs to be quiet. There are fish in the lake. Is it but fishing is not allowed or fishing is allowed? It's not allowed. So there are fish in the lake, but fishing is not allowed, or there are fish in the lake, or fishing is not allowed. We need to choose the best conjunction to complete the sentence by choosing but or as the coordinating conjunction. There are fish in the lake, but fishing is not allowed. There are fish in the lake, or fishing is not allowed. All right, so if we choose the base conjunction, then we will choose but. So there are fish in the lake, but fishing is not allowed. So as much as the fish is in the lake, you cannot fish. So but is correct. David is afraid of bees, but Susan hates ants, or Susan hates ants. We need to choose between but or at or or. So David is afraid of bees, but Susan hates ants. Or we can say David is afraid of bees or Susan hates ants. All right, so we're going to choose but. And if you said but, then well done. But is correct. Mrs. Durham looked tired or happy after the dance, but happy after the dance. So Mrs. Durham looked tired or but happy after the dance. So we need to choose the best conjunction between or but. All right, so as much as Mrs. Durham looks tired, but she is quite happy after the dance. It was a big snowstorm, or our plane could not take off, so our plane could not take off. We need to choose the base conjunction within that sentence to complete the sentence. Or so. So there was a big snowstorm, or so our plane could not take off. All right, so if we choose the base conjunction to complete the sentence between or so, then we are going to choose there was a big snowstorm, so our plane could not take off. So which means that because of the snowstorm, we could not take off. All right. So that is basically coordinating conjunctions, right? And what we did in our lessons today was to identify coordinating conjunctions as well as to use coordinating conjunctions. And we see that the most common conjunctions or coordinating conjunctions are and, but, or, and so, right? That is the four most common coordinating conjunctions within whenever we use, for example, either sentences, or it's basically to connect sentences or words or phrases. All right, so just to end off, we are going to do a little activity. Okay, so we need to, let's say, the best word for each sentence and write it in the space. So we are going to just circle it and not write it in the space. And the coordinating conjunctions, right, are and, or, so, but, because, right? So, but we just going to use between or choose between and, so, but, or, right? So the first one says, it is cold. I wear my hat and mitts. So it is cold and I wear my hats and mitts, or so I wear my hats and mitts. So if we were to choose the correct coordinating conjunction within that sentence, we would say so. So it is cold, so I wear my hat and my mitts. I want cake, but I'm not allowed, or I'm not allowed. So I want cake, but I am not allowed, right? Because as much as she wants cake, she is not allowed to have it. I would go, so it is too far, but it is too far. So I would go, but it is too far. I will finish my homework. Is it then we do we choose and then I play video games, or but then I play video games? So I will finish my homework and then I play video games, or I will finish my homework but then I can play video games. So we will go with and. So only once you finish your homework and then you can play video games. We washed our dishes, or we washed the dishes and we put them away, but we put them away. So we wash the dishes and we put them away. Right. So that is let's say a few of the coordinating conjunction worksheets, right? For the words so far, right? And we said the most common ones are and, or, so, and, but. So now we're going on to the last activity, right? And remember, a coordinating conjunction, it joins either words, phrases, or simple sentences, right? Oh yeah, they have for, or, and, yet, no, so, but. Let's rather just complete this one and then we leave that, because they have for, yet, no included, right? So we just focused on the common ones. All right. I know Michael, but I don't know his brother. So we will go, but I don't know his brother. It will be sunny and there will be no games, or there will be no game. It will be sunny and there will be no game, or there will be no game. So it will be sunny and there will be no game. I will read a book, but I'll just watch TV, or I'll watch TV. So we will choose or, because you're either gonna you're either gonna read a book or choose to watch TV. And the teacher is talking So we need to listen. John got dressed, but he forgot his socks. So he forgot his socks. So as much as John got dressed, but he forgot his socks. All right, so that is basically our activity on coordinating conjunctions, right? And we see the coordinating conjunctions, it connects words, phrases, or sentences. And we said the most common ones are and, but, or so, right? And we, in our activities today, or in our lesson today, we identified coordinating conjunctions as well as use coordinating conjunctions. So that is now the end of our lesson on coordinating conjunction. Thank you very much, grade threes, for joining in on our lesson as well as being interactive. You should have an amazing evening further. Goodbye.